And welcome back, everyone, to part 2 of What If Naruto had a Zanpakuto no Nozarashi edition. I have to restart the video because I pressed the space bar, which stopped the recording. I hate it when I do that. It really gets under my skin because I'm in the zone, and then I'm like, shit, I gotta restart. So, brief bit of house cleaning. 1. Someone asked if Nozarashi making Naruto a bit more battle hungry is going to affect the fox influencing him. Is it going to be able to let the fox take him over? My answer to that is probably it's not going to make it easier for the fox to take him over, at least in the early parts, because the seal's still very much in place. Later on, it might. I have to consider that. Later on, it might. But more to the point, Naruto could be a lot more receptive to the fox's chakra because he's a bit more aggressive. Someone also brought up that they disagreed that Madara was definitely battle hungry, maybe not as much as Kenpachi, but he certainly was battle hungry. I think you misinterpreted what I was saying with that comment, that there really isn't a Kenpachi, and there's no one else like Kenpachi in fiction when it comes to the way he likes battle. He's essentially a little kid who loves blood fights to the death. And Madara, while going crazy when Hashirama showed up, only fought because that's what he grew up and knew. And he was a ninja, and he was a warrior, and he was lethal. But it's not like he was craving battle all the time. He just what he knew. And he didn't have this just insane psychotic grin on his face whenever he fought, just when Hashirama showed up. Again, the only character, and you also mentioned Goku. Goku's not the same either, because Goku generally doesn't like to fight to the death. He just likes to fight. Specifically, Kenpachi is a little kid at heart who loves fights to the death. That's not Goku. The only one, again, I say that kind of fits that description would be Battle Beast, and even that's not a 1-to-1 from Invincible. I digress. So we move on. After their bell test is complete, Naruto and the gang are, doing their missions, including catching the lost cat Tora. I don't think Naruto would really, Naruto could maybe scare Tora, but he'd also risk killing it, so he'd be told not to use his sword. Naruto would still get clawed up. And they'd capture Tora. They would note that Naruto is Sakura knows Naruto, have you been working out? Oh, you notice, yeah. The sword's actually relatively light, all things considered, but getting some extra, strength on my muscles really is helping me with, and he's just holding it around, swinging a bit, really helping me to use it a bit easier. And Kakashi has probably even offered, if I ask, I might be able to get some Kenjutsu scrolls for some basic lessons. And Naruto thinks, so I was like, yeah, for some reason, nah. He doesn't know why. Like, he would normally have been elated to have someone teach him something. But honestly, he's kind of okay right now when it comes to his sword at any rate. This is because Kenpachi didn't like using other people's techniques, and I can imagine Nozarashi could impart a little bit of that on him. That said, I think that's only going to apply when it comes to the swordsmanship, not like ninjutsu itself. So, Naruto has been making improvements, definitely, when it comes to his sword style, even learning to channel chakra into his blade, because, as he's practicing and getting physically stronger, his chakra control is actually increasing a little bit as well. It's particularly his reserves are increasing, but his control, to whatever degree, is improving, particularly because he practices with his clones. And that's allowing him, to figure out some strategy with his clones. So the sword in the back of his head is going to it's not how we did it back in the day, but I suppose. Against a strong opponent, maybe. But even still, you should probably rely on your own strength, Naruto. At least that's what the sword is kind of saying. At least in the back of his head, which Naruto can't actually hear the sword at the moment. At least not in its entirety. Occasionally he hears a whisper. But B, it's also helping increase at least a little bit of his chakra control. So eventually he kind of figures out he can channel chakra if he focuses into the blade, which also helps at least a little bit with chakra control. Of course, when he does that, it's almost like a wild blue flame of chakra coming off his sword. It's like, whoa! And it's really hard. So he's saving it for like a final counterattack if he needs it, or a final strike if he needs it. Fast forward a little bit to the Tazuna Bridge mission. Naruto still reacts the same way he does, maybe even a little bit more crass, because I think a little bit of the oafishness of Kenpachi is rubbing off a little bit. Granted, this is Nozarashi, so maybe it wouldn't. But regardless, he still kind of says, I want a real ninja, I want a ninja mission. And so they bring out Tazuna, who still insults Naruto. Kakashi says, you can't slice up the client, Naruto. Fine, whatever. And they go off. Now, this is where we finally start to see some actual story differences, because they go along the road talking, he tells them about the Kages, and then Kakashi notices the puddle in the middle of the road. on a clear day when it hasn't rained in weeks. And then the demon brothers emerge and they kill him. Naruto is shocked to see that. No, Kakashi Sensei! And then they reappear behind him laughing. And Naruto again feels that shock and beat of fear. But instead of what happened last time where he froze in the original, here he still feels that fear, but he feels something else. And immediately he just swings and just and they're like, what the hell? It's like, he's fast. What the hell? And he's reacting. He's still scared, but he's also like, what? Oh, it's like, holy crap, I'm scared as hell, but I'm shaking. Am I scared? Or am I? And it's like, just take the kid out quick. Am I excited? And Naruto just comes in and just swings, and as the Demon Brother's about to come in, slice him, he's like, oh, what the heck? That! And just comes in, dude, and he just starts like, what the hell? How short this kid? What? And he's actually pushed back. What the hell? And he goes like, come on! And the other Demon Brother's about to come before Sasuke comes in and is like, hey, one-on-one, asshole, you're dealing with me now, and just kicks the guy in the face. Meanwhile, Naruto's like, come on! And just starts slicing around. He's not slicing like crazy. He's still blocking when he has to. Just Naruto's just. And it's like, is that the best you got? All of a sudden, two clones up here behind him. Not quite. And all of a sudden, he sees the two clones with a sword. And it's like, crap. And he dodges one, which unfortunately pierces Naruto in the shoulder a little bit. It's like, crap. And then, but the other one does manage to clip. Now, I say clip. He gets a solid gash on his flank. Meanwhile, he recoups. Is actually able to get Sasuke off of him, off his brother. And Sasuke does, because they're still kind of connected by a chain, and Sasuke still manages to stick the chain to the ground with a kunai. Naruto's like, ugh. It's like, oh, damn, that hurts. But at the same time, the adrenaline's like, and he doesn't realize this is actually pretty fun. And Naruto's ready to go again, just squaring off with him. It's like, you want to go again? That little, look, we'll kill him later. Just get the bridge builder. And they rush as fast as they can. Naruto's like, Sasuke first, they're good. Or Naruto yells, damn it, they're going for the bridge builder. And Sasuke is like, I got it. Naruto makes a couple clones, just they appear basically between Sasuke and the bridge builder and him. They're able to slice one clone up. The other two kind of, again, get in front of the Demon Brothers. And Naruto's starting to get a little excited. Like he's kind of got those fangs going a little bit. And finally, just using all his strength, channels a little bit of his chakra, and as little of his chakra as he can, because he's still trying to be like, we can't kill these guys just yet. And just kind of blows the first one back. The other clone can't manage the chakra burst, so that Demon Brother is able to get through that clone and eventually come at Sasuke before Kakashi eventually clotheslines that sucker, grabbing the other one who's already pretty screwed up. And that's all she wrote. So this scene harkens back to when Kenpachi first fought Unohana. Everything was boring when he was just cutting up everything. He was just bored. But when he fought Unohana, it was the first time he felt fear, and therefore first time he felt excitement. And I think that's kind of like right there was the catalyst for Naruto to kind of veer into the Kenpachi-esque personality, while still being mindful of the fact that he's still a ninja. That's going to be the tricky thing in this What If, is to balance the Kenpachi aspects with the Naruto aspects. So he's not a one-to-one to Kenpachi, and he's not just Naruto with those Arashi. He's got to be different in this versus how he is normally, but he can't be a complete Kenpachi ripoff. And so they interrogate him, and it's like, nice work, Sakura. You protected the builder. Good, same to you, Sasuke. And Naruto, I got to admit, I was surprised. You really were able to handle that. You're injured. It's like, yeah, it's not too bad. I just kind of poked myself in the shoulder. It's actually not the first time it's happened. Are you serious? And should know, Naruto doesn't have any scars. The Fox healing factor belongs with the Uzumaki healing factor. Because they both have, oddly enough, the Uzumaki have a healing factor. Not like they can regrow an arm healing factor, but they can recover faster. And the Fox's chakra helps boost that. So I think that because of that, Naruto doesn't have any scars at all, which is kind of interesting. But I could see like him practicing in like practice so often they did get a couple scars. He's like, yeah, kind of a few. By the by, I do imagine changing up Naruto's wardrobe. He is still wearing the orange suit, and I think it's kind of starting to get a couple holes and slashes in it. And it's like, well, let's patch it up real quick. He's still got something there to patch it up. It's not a deep wound, but it was enough that he needs patching up. And so Tazuna guilts them into staying, and they stay. So they're traveling. Naruto's still freaking out. Like, there's someone here. Still attacks the rabbit. Oh, rabbit, I'm sorry. And Nozarashi's probably sweat dropping. He's like, it is a cute rabbit, I suppose. Because keep in mind, the Zanpakuto toe of someone, while it's a reflection of you, it is you, does have its own personality a lot. It's not a one-to-one to your personality either. And so then they hear the Zabuza sword coming. They get down. So you're Kakashi at the Sharingan. I can see his Sharingan in action. This is an honor. And then Manji formation. They get in the Manji formation. Naruto's even got his sword out. And Zabuza takes note and says, I heard the Demon Brothers were defeated not just by you, Kakashi, but there was rumors that there was a kid with a sword. Pretty good, too. I'm curious to see what you got, brat. But first, let me get rid of that. I'm curious to see what you got. But first, I got a job to do. Hidden Jutsu. I can't remember all. It's like heart, lungs, neck, arterial arteries, something like that. The 7 lethal points. Now, which one should I go for? And he still ghosts them all and just appears right there. Long story short, Kakashi still gets captured, and I think Zabuza still knocks the headband off of Naruto because Naruto's still in shock by what happened. Him and everyone. And it's like, ugh. It's like, no, oh man, this guy's way too strong. I was like, I can't. And even though Naruto was excited at first, this is a whole different level of threat. And so he's kind of starting to freak out. And then he feels a little bit of pain in his shoulder. He didn't make a promise, but then he also hears like a voice like, are you going to run? It's like, didn't you want to test your strength? Don't you want to save your sensei? But he's strong. You only get stronger by fighting the strongest. If you wish to be the strongest, then fight the strongest. And it's almost like that Ichigo scene in Bleach where Kenpachi's kind of like a manifestation of his instinct to fight. It's like, fight. Do we seek battle? Do we seek strength to seek battle, or seek battle to gain strength? I can see that sentence being like, do you get stronger to seek battle, Naruto, or do you seek battle to get do you seek battle to get stronger, or do you get stronger to seek battle, Naruto? Either way, how can you be a Hokage if you run? If you fail to protect? Fight, Naruto. Fight. Fight to your heart's content, with all your strength, with all your resolve. Enjoy yourself. Embrace it. Fight! And then Naruto gets up and says, you, the freak with no eyebrows. As he kind of rushes in to get his headband back before he starts the fight. Put this in your bingo book. The ninja who never backs down. He always keeps his word. His name's Naruto Uzumaki. You said you wanted to taste my steel? Well, let's go! And then Naruto comes in, and surprisingly, a little bit of chakra flares off him too, which surprises even Zabuza. Like, kid's got a lot of chakra. It's like, this should be fun. And they just, you really one-handing it, brat? And Naruto isn't Kenpachi levels of strength by a mile yet. So even though he can one-hand it and probably be okay against people with relative strength, like Kakashi, he can one-hand his sword against Kakashi. Zabuza physically is much more powerful than Kakashi, as he's able to literally wield that thing one-handed without too much difficulty. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's not like moving like that, but he can one-hand that thing without too much issue. And that thing is huge. It weighs, I think, like 300 or 400 pounds, something like that. And so Naruto is able to, and then Naruto realizes he can't block this one hand, so he immediately gets his other hand going, and it's actually starting to press Zabuza back. It's like, really? You got some strength, kid. I like that. Naruto gets in. Boom, boom. Zabuza obviously being the much more experienced swordsman and having such a large, broad sword is able to block Naruto relatively with ease. But still, he's actually an impressed kid. You got a lot going for you. You got potential. Maybe I could take you. Maybe I should take you on as a pupil. I could show you the ropes. Of course, that means. Well, Naruto even lets it. I'd appreciate it, but that means you have to kill my friends. But those are the facts of life, aren't they? Still. Shut up! And so then Sasuke comes in. He just Where I'm not interested in you right now, boy. Sasuke! Now, be quiet as I play with your friend. And he's about to basically take Sasuke's head off because he could just have him by his foot and just have the blade there, just literally drop it and take his head off. But Naruto then quickly just, Shadow Clone Jutsu! Shadow Clones, and there's quite a few of them. And the Naruto's come in, and Zabuza realized, Zabuza's now like a little bit more concerned. It's like, Shadow Clones, and there's quite a few of them. And with those many swords, unlike before where Naruto couldn't really hit him, this Naruto would hit him. And he quickly just whooshes this blade and knocks a bunch of them down. One Naruto's going flying. He says, he still has the Shadow Shuriken Jutsu. The windmill shadow Hasta to the Sasuke. As one more remaining Naruto comes in, let me rephrase that. One Naruto tries to come in, he blocks the other one, throws the windmill. So you bypassed the clone, went for my real body. Smart, but not smart enough. Shadow Clone. Or Shadow Wind Shuriken. And the Shadow Verse, the Shadow Shuriken Jutsu. As I told you a Shuriken would never hit me. All of a sudden, though, the Shuriken literally stops as a burst of chakra. And Naruto, basically, with all his might, has this chakra flaring on his sword. Just, it's like, crap. It's like, crap. And he has to get out because otherwise his arm's gone. Like, Naruto can't kill Zabuza at this phase, unless with a lucky shot, which this would theoretically be. But he would take a limb, no doubt about that. And Zabuza's smart enough to realize that, and then just, boom, kicks him back. Just, and Naruto, surprisingly, is actually almost on top of the water. He's sinking in the water, but he's not fully submerged because he's kind of flexing his chakra at the moment to keep himself aloft. It's like, I'll destroy you, brat. The water clone is still on the bank, by the way, in this version. But Kakashi just poof, and Naruto does, and then because the water clone is distracted, I think Sasuke takes it out. Kakashi is like, Naruto, you really have grown, but I'll leave the rest to me. And then he takes care of Zabuza pretty quickly. This leads to Haku coming, Kakashi passing out, and so forth and so on. Now, after the fact, because we're only at 17 minutes, so I want to try to get to like 25 to 30 minutes on this one. We have Kakashi waking up, explaining that Zabuza is still alive, and that Naruto, you've grown the most, and I can still train you guys. So really what? And the tree walking is about to happen. But we would also cut to the scene of Zabuza being woken up by Haku. It's like, I'll do it myself. You're going to cause more damage if you take him out that way. Are you okay? I'm fine. But next, so what about you? Next time, I'll see right through his Sharingan. And I'm going to kill that brat. Because, honestly, I think Naruto being a swordsman, Zabuza takes a little bit more personally here. And or you're going to kill that brat, Haku. As, of course. Meanwhile, at the training grounds, like, I'm going to teach you to basically do chakra control exercises. And he explains that walking up trees, and they're like, whoa! And so they begin their exercises. Now, because Naruto has been training with his clones for his swordsmanship and a little bit of chakra control with the sword, he doesn't fall on his face anywhere near as bad as he does here. I pretty much liken it to how Sasuke started out. He got a few steps, and then, like, the tree branch broke. Because that's what Naruto's been doing. He's basically just been powering his chakra through his sword, and he's just been powering out his chakra. He hasn't really learned finesse yet, which is what this exercise is more or less about, finesse and control. And so Sakura still obviously makes it all the way up the tree. Him and Sasuke are basically competing with each other, and that's how that goes. More down beat by beat. Now, this means that Naruto, along with still having more chakra than anyone on the team, is also going to have a more greater control of his chakra. Now, I like the idea of him kind of adopting the aura fighting power of Kenpachi. Like, Kenpachi is flexing his spiritual energy so hard that he literally has an aura of his energy. I do kind of like that fight. And whenever Kenpachi, by the way, does make it into a Naruto crossover, which there are suggestions I have in the book for that, I imagine that would be partially his fighting style, would be, in this case, he'd have chakra. His chakra, he uses like an aura as a fight, and he has God knows amounts of chakra equivalent to Naruto. Arguably, I would say he probably, in terms of how much chakra he would have, he would be one of the highest chakra beasts on the planet. Even probably greater than someone like Kasame. I mean, if we're talking about Ryatsu versus in terms of level of power they each have, Kenpachi would neg the verse basically. Like even like Boruto's was it Arasen Uzu something or other, the planetary Rasengan he has that disorientates you. I imagine Kenpachi, while not having a counter to that, probably can actually not be affected greatly because he's stronger than he could destroy a planet if he wanted to, which means he has greater power than the planet itself. I digress though. So as the training goes on, a lot of the same happens. Inari blows up at him, and Naruto just tells him, look at you whining and complaining like some sorry victim. You're just nothing but a coward. And which again, Inari needed to hear that. Yeah, he's upset, like legit. He has a right to be that his dad's upset, but Inari was really having a pity party for himself. And then Naruto goes on, continues to train. And I can still see him, instead of being passed on the ground, kind of just being asleep with his sword. Unlike before, though, Nozarashi can't just tell him to wake up. I mean, maybe it does, but like he's just kind of, huh? He kind of just, hey, who are you? It's like, oh, hi. You're gonna catch cold if you sleep here. And so he helps Haku collect the herbs again. I still imagine they all have this, like up till now, it's all mostly the same. Naruto just has a sword and has different abilities with him. And so when Naruto shows up, first off, is Sasuke any stronger? I haven't really addressed that part yet, if any of his teammates are stronger because of him in this version. Honestly, Sakura, probably not. Like in the original Sakura, I actually think was a little stronger. Like at least had maybe a better chakra pool. But here, I don't think so. There's not really a reason for her to be stronger here. To keep up with Naruto, maybe, but Naruto really hasn't improved to the point where she needs to be keeping up with him in the same capacity. Sasuke, though, I definitely think is stronger here. He's maybe even adopted, like, I'd say once the Chunin exams happen, he will adopt a blade to kind of match Naruto, because as it stands physically, Sasuke is the faster, and he's the better hand-to-hand fighter. Naruto, though, is physically the tougher, with more chakra, and has a sword, which really balances them out, and Shadow Gloves, which really balances them out right now in the group. Before, Sasuke was definitely the stronger. I'd say Sasuke was the stronger up until the Chunin exams late in. And even then, Sasuke actually probably is still stronger than Naruto. Technically, Naruto just had the right ability to fight Gaara with the summoning jutsu. Honestly, it might be right when. Yeah, actually, it would have been Naruto was stronger up until Sasuke got the curse mark activated fully. Because because we saw Naruto at his peak at the Valley of the End, he was clapping first stage curse mark Sasuke. He was clapping him. And it took Sasuke all the way to the second curse mark, which he doesn't naturally have. If he didn't have the curse mark, Naruto is the stronger of the two of them by the end of that first part of the series. But with the curse mark, Sasuke barely edged him out. And even then, it was mostly because Naruto didn't want to do a lethal hit on Sasuke. That's really what it came down to. Sasuke did try to go for the lethal hit, and Naruto didn't. If Naruto had, who knows? Regardless, so Sasuke is still probably physically been keeping up a bit more. He's he's faster than Naruto, and I think even faster here in the original, and the better hand-to-hand, and just the smarter of the two at the moment, let's be honest. And he's more tactical, too. So his fight with Haku goes about the same, even more in his favor. Then the mirrors happen, and Haku again goes about the same. Although Sasuke probably is able to dodge a couple of them before dropping. And then just as before, the kunai comes, and Naruto goes like, Naruto Uzumaki is here! Ugh. And so, and now, you might think, well, Naruto would just come in at the mirrors. No, because Naruto's still very much Naruto. It's like, I'm Naruto, let me fight this by my own way. And then Sasuke attacks him. I haven't forgotten about you. Not for a moment. Forgive me, Naruto. We'll have our fight. I just need to take care of this. And Naruto's like, Naruto, stay out of here! And Naruto does stop. He's like, we gotta attack. You gotta get rid of these mirrors. And Naruto decides, all right, fine. Pulls out his sword, channels his chakra, strikes it, and to Shaku's shock, he doesn't break it, but he cracks a mirror. Like, it's like, I put all my power into that thing. Holy crap, that's strong. And Haku's like, he was able to crack a mirror. His strength is not to be underestimated. And then Naruto then sneaks in. He's like, oh, crap. And so Haku starts just attacking them. Naruto's able to block quite a few of them with his sword, and his sword's long, so he can kind of just do like a big fanning motion with him if he has to. But he's still going to get hit a bit. Naruto makes a couple clones, tries to attack the mirrors again. Just, and the clones are getting popped. And Naruto gets put down. It's like, once more, all right, with feeling. And this time a little spice. Let's put a little spice on that. He just challenged the chakra through all of his swords. Because of the new chakra control, he can do it with all his swords now. So it just comes in, and Naruto's also reacting a bit better here. He's able to actually counter one of Haku's strikes in mid-fight, just, and Haku's like, he blocked me, and he pushes Haku back. As Haku goes flying into a mirror, goes into the mirror, comes back out to attack the clone again. Sasuke attacks him, fireball. Sasuke basically is activated his Sharingan. Naruto's nearly on the ground, just, that's the best you got, come on. And then Naruto, unfortunately, is kind of bowled over a little bit like he was in the original. He's kind of pin-cushioned at the moment. He's trying to get up. I can still fight. And then, obviously, Sasuke sees that he's going for Naruto. Naruto can't really defend himself. He's like, no, what are you? And then Sasuke just, and slams Haku into the ground. And then Sasuke ultimately dies. Sasuke, why'd you do that? I didn't ask for you to do that. I don't know. My body just moved. He's still out there, my brother. I promised. I swore I wouldn't die until I killed him. Naruto, don't let your dreams die. Don't. And he just, and Sasuke's dead. Is this the first time seeing your comrades die? Ninja are always, death is part of a ninja's way. It is something you grow used to. I can't remember the exact line. And Naruto's just, shit. And like, his joy for the bite was there, whatever joy he had, is gone now. Just shut up. And all of a sudden, and the chakra turns red and starts flowing through his Zanpakuto. Nozarashi, meanwhile, is in the cage, and she sees the chakra flowing off, right in his mind. She sees the chakra flowing off from the fox, like, interesting. So this is the power of the fox. And she's like, And like, it's useful, but I don't really like it that much. But it's not basically it's gelling with Naruto's personality a little bit more here, but Nozarashi's like, this is not really what I want, what I like. This raises an idea that if Naruto was theoretically a Kenpachi, which by the way, I think I have had him request of him being reincarnated as Kenpachi. So him with Kenpachi's personality is a very different thing, like straight out, because that would imply he'd never want to use the Fox's chakra because he doesn't want to use power that isn't his own. Until, obviously he agrees to work with the Zanpakuto. But Nozarashi's like, how will you react, Naruto? And so Naruto's like, I'm gonna kill you. And Naruto's there, and he's looking even a bit more demonic than before, almost like there's some horns growing out. It's like two of his locks of hair maybe upright, while two of them are down. So it looks a bit more like horns. A little hint towards the Bankai later on. And so, and it just rushes, boom, and just slices. Like, not just slices one mirror, but the shockwave shatters a couple. Like, holy crap. Haku's like, I need to end him now. Just try to stick him with the Senbon. Boom! Just flexes his chakra, just boom! And unlike before where he grabbed him, Naruto would bring the blade down here. I cannot beat this. I am no match for this morning. Now, would Naruto cleave Haku clean in two, or straight down the middle in half, whatever, wherever? I'm imagining it's like down here. That's a damn, because Kenpachi does do that, but he also, depending on the individual, like if he did this to Gaara would survive it, I think. I don't think Haku survives this. I think he drops. I mean, Haku might survive it temporarily, but I don't, like when I say down the middle, I mean like down here. So the arm's gone, and you've lost a giant chunk of like the skin and maybe a little bone. So it's actually, theoretically, if you stop the bleeding, a survivable wound. But Haku is just going to be, and the blast just blows Haku back. I'm going to kill you! And then finally, it's you? It's you? From the forest? What? And now Haku's bleeding out now. Like, Naruto got the win here. Like, straight out. Like, instead of Naruto, kill me. Why? Why did you do it? Then he explains his backstory. Well, he's still got some life in him. Like, he's not doing well. He's bleeding out hard. Like, he's probably got a couple minutes at best. It's like, Naruto, you won. What? Just finish it. I'm dying already. It's like, no. It's like, I don't want to fight. This isn't the way I like to fight. Fight's got to be fight. You got to know. You should know your opponent when you fight, and you shouldn't. And this is not the way I want to end this. We could have been friends. I think we could have been. And Naruto then also beside he actually wipes the blood off his blade because it gets a little dark, but almost a little mature. Besides, you're already dying, aren't you? That blood, you're missing your arm. The same part of your side. You're bleeding out, man. I don't have to finish you off, do I? And Haku just kind of says, no, I guess you don't. I'm sorry, Naruto. Me too. And then Saku senses Zabuza's about to be killed. It's like, what's wrong? He's like, forgive me, Naruto, but I'm not ready to die just yet. Luckily, he can do one-handed Einsteins. And then he shows up, and then he takes the Chidori, and then Haku's just done. Like, that's the last he had in him. And so you get Zabuza and Kakashi, and, Naruto shows up. Gato shows up. Zabuza just wrecks shop as he did originally. And then, come on, Kakashi says, you gotta have a jutsu to deal with these guys. I did, but I used up too much chakra. Oh, come on! And then the villagers show up. Naruto's like, I'm not gonna miss out on all the fun. Summons the shadow clones. It's like, shing! It's like, it's like, yeah, I see, those are some nice blades. You want to test them out? And Kakashi also does it. I believe what he did was actually, by the way, he said, I have just enough chakra for this. He only had like one or two actual shadow clones. The rest were just normal clones. That's why he was able to do that, because that many shadow clones would have taxed him out completely. He would have been dead on the ground. Well, technically. Or maybe if you just make the shadow clone and siphon it back, he would have been fine. And so, Zabuza is brought to Haku as Sasuke recovers, and the day is saved. And so they name it the Great Naruto Bridge. They still have their crying guy moments. Like, no, you first. It's like, and so, hey, want to do something? Maybe later. Okay, I'll do something with you, Sakura. Hey, that was a private conversation. So that is the end of the bridge arc, the Mission to Wave, or Land of Waves. I'm glad I was able to get through the whole wave arc this video. I'm every once in a while I need to do like a 30-minute video just so I can get some meaty content in there. And I think I did a pretty decent job. Join us again next time where we go into the Chunin exams. Like I said, Sasuke is about to get out a blade to his arsenal. It's not going to be a Zanpakuto. That's not how these weddings work. But he's going to add a blade to his arsenal to start keeping up with Naruto. Because Naruto, from what he heard, is really starting to kind of progress. And Naruto, as we see him, is going to be getting a little bit more buff. Again, he's never going to be jacked, but he's never going to be Raikage fit. But he could be Kenny fit, because Kenny, like I said, very clear, like, definition, muscles, all that. But he's not a beefcake. So, yeah, ultimately, that's my thoughts. Thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed. What'd you think? I'll see you for the next one. I can't remember. Is next week the week of What If? Are we already at that point? 15th. Doing the math real quick in my head here. So tomorrow will be the 16th, 17th, 18th, 19th. Holy shit, yeah, next week's the week of What If, so you're getting 3 of these bad boys. 3 of these bad boys next week, so stay tuned for that on Monday. Until then, thanks for watching. See you later.